Hey, coming up first, we got Brittney Richardson, and she's going to school you guys about safety for education, for women in trucking. Y'all give it up for Brittney Richardson.
I came prepared. I got a timer. First of all, I wanted to say thank you so much for having me. Like, as I look around, I feel like I'm witnessing history here today, and we really are. My name is Brittney Richardson. I'm a 10-year veteran truck driver. I'm also a YouTube video artist where I share my life and struggles as a female truck driver on YouTube. And trust me, I've had many of them. Two of you to share here today. I drive a giant pink semi-truck with a little teddy bear and a little pink bunny on the dash, and we've had lots of adventures coast to coast. I didn't begin my career in truck driving. I was actually a police officer in our local community. And I'll tell you where I got interested in truck driving. In the middle of the night, when it was slow, I did what all good police officers do when you don't have a stack of reports and nothing's going on, and that is watch YouTube videos. And I stumbled across YouTube trucking vlogs, and they just looked really cool. Like, the whole idea of the open road and driving a big truck looked really interesting to me. Plus, I was on a local fire department at the time, and we had this big ladder truck, an old cab over. Oh my God, it was so much fun to drive. So I had transportation like looming in the back of my mind, right? And what made the decision for me was in 2011, I was attacked and injured in the line of duty. I was backing up two other officers with combative female, and it turned bad. The boyfriend showed up, we got the female under control. The boyfriend showed up, came up from behind my other officer, and started wailing on him and grabbing for his duty belt. And so I let her go, jumped on him to try and get him restrained. And while I was struggling with him and trying to watch her, we had a crowd of people gathering who were increasingly getting agitated by every second. Very bad situation. And while I was trying to struggle with him, get him under control, a third subject came up from behind me and attacked me, struck me in the head. I dropped instantly. I'm sorry, I'm having to get used to this mic. I have a tendency to run off. I'm used to a PA. But dropped instantly to the ground and was semi-conscious. And the only thing that saved me was, and I'm condensing this story for sake of time because there was a lot that I went through, and it's quite literally the most terrifying thing that I've experienced in my life. But by the grace of God, I was able to pull myself around the corner where some bystanders found me and called officer down. While I was sitting in the hospital, the same hospital room that I had just done CPR on a guy 2 weeks prior, I first questioned my career choice. And I'll tell you what sealed the deal was there were warning signs leading up to this event that had been ignored. This guy had attacked an officer. I wasn't the first officer, I was the last officer to get attacked by this guy. The court system kept letting him go. Well, long story short, the judge threw out the charges and let my attacker go once again. And so I was at a point where I just felt like, what's my sacrifice for? Is my sacrifice even worth it anymore? That is the point that the thought of making 3 times the income and not getting shot at every day sounded kind of appealing. And so, long story short, I went to truck school and graduated top of my class. And I've been driving a truck ever since. And I really enjoy it, I really do. And so Sharae Moore had asked me if I wouldn't mind sharing some safety tips with you guys from everything that I've learned in my background and then over the road through the years. So tip number 1 would be keep your head on the swivel at all times. And I experienced that personally. You know, I'm trying to focus as an officer on these people, and somebody came up from behind me and attacked me. But this is applicable to everybody. There's been too many times that I've watched at the truck stops or in a parking lot that people will be like, especially if you see a creepy person in the corner kind of staring at you, right? You tend to clam up, and it's like they don't see me, just get to my truck, they don't see me, right? That is the worst thing that you can do. You know, when I see that happen, when I see somebody staring at me in the corner, the first thing I do is I turn to make sure that person sees that I see them. Because nobody in the right mind is going to attack you, especially in the distance, if they know they're not going to get away with it. And so that's one thing that I wanted to convey was just keep your head on a swivel at all times. It can literally save your life. Like, I'll walk through the truck stop parking lots and like I'm on patrol. I'll be like, see what I mean? I wander off. Anyway, just keep your head moving all the time. Let people know that you see them and watch everything. It can save your butt. So tip number 2, if you have to use the restroom in the middle of the night and you must go into a rest stop, which is typically a very bad idea in the middle of the night alone, I suggest consider using the intersex bathroom. Use the family restroom. It has a steel door that locks where you can be safely inside and do your business, right? I learned this secondhand, I guess. I was rolling up on a rest stop in the middle of the night one night, and this woman comes running out as I'm walking up to the door, and she's like, go grab your gun, go grab your gun. If you have a gun, go grab your gun. I don't know why she assumed I had a gun. I was in the semi-truck. But she said I had just got attacked. A guy just attacked me in the bathroom. She was using the bathroom, came out of the stall, was washing her hands, and he came up from behind her and attacked her. The thing that saved her was her husband was in the other bathroom. So he heard her scream and came running. A fight ensued, and then the guy ran off, and then here I come rolling up right after this event occurred. And here's the funny thing, this leads me to another tip to think about, is trust your gut if something doesn't feel right. And I suggest if you run into a police officer here or an ex-law enforcement, every one of them will tell you a story of how their gut saved their life. I don't know what it is, call it ESP, call it psychic phenomenon, what do they call that? Not metaphysics. Quantum physics. I don't know what it is, but it always seems, your gut seems to lead you in the right direction. And for months at that rest area, I had been using the regular stalls in the middle of the night, and I had this gut-wrenching feeling, and I just couldn't explain it. It just felt like something bad was going to happen at this rest stop. And it felt like somebody was watching me. And then all of a sudden this one night I roll up, same exact rest stop, and this woman was attacked. And so trust your gut. It can really save your butt. Another thing to consider is like when you're out checking things, swapping trailers or whatnot, if you're coming around a corner, maybe consider not being up against the corner when you're rounding it. Maybe consider give yourself some distance, maybe 3 to 6 feet. And the reason I say that is because if somebody's watching you to jump you while you're out there, they're going to be around that next corner and they're going to have an advantage. You're going to be one grab away from getting attacked. And so at least giving yourself some distance allows you that response time to get away, to take flight or do whatever you have to do to defend yourself. The last thing, because I am about out of time, is consider this flashlight. This is a Taser Flashlight. Also has a strobing feature, so that at night, if somebody's coming up on you, you can instantly blind them. And this gives you a huge advantage to be able to run or get back to your truck or whatnot. Also has a taser. If I had it on. I love this thing. It could quite literally save your life. I am out of time, so I wanted to thank you guys for having me. I'm also, you can find me on YouTube, but the easiest way to find me is go to my website. It's thebre.tv. That's thebre.tv, and I share all kinds of tips. All of my social links are there, so I welcome you guys to follow me, connect with me. I'm very personable. I connect with everybody. So, love you guys. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, yes. Y'all give it up for Brittney Richardson.
Don't forget.